I'm going to tell you right now that the actual travel part of traveling does not need to be dreaded. If you want to take your airport and airplane experience to the next level, keep watching because I'm sharing 15 ways to upgrade your flying experience. When you're booking a flight somewhere, you typically do it months or even weeks before departure. And if you want that better economy seat, you typically have to pay extra for it. Except I'm gonna teach you a way where you don't have to do that and you can get it for free. You can check into your flight 24 hours, sometimes 48 hours before departure. So set an alarm on your phone that will alert you when it's the earliest time that you can check in. So you can be one of the first, if not the first person to check in, which will give you the best options for the seats that are still available, including the ones that were going to originally cost you more in economy. Choose a seat in row 13 and get the whole row to yourself. A seat in row 13 is the least likely to get booked, and here's why. It is a long-held belief in many cultures that 13 is an unlucky number. Several airlines have actually gotten rid of row 13 and they just go right from row 12 to row 14. So airlines like Alaska Airlines, United Airlines, Lufthansa, Air France, just to name a few. But then there are other airlines like American, Delta, Southwest, JetBlue that still have row 13. So if that row is available and you are not a superstitious person, choose a seat in that row and you're more likely to get the whole row to yourself if the flight isn't overbooked. Book the middle seat. If you're flying solo, book the middle seat only on flights you know aren't going to be overbooked. So those are flights that are in the very early morning or late at night. People are less likely to book the window or aisle seat if someone's already sitting in the middle, so you're more likely to get a whole row to yourself. If you're flying as a couple, one of you books the window seat, one of you books the aisle seat, and people are less likely to book that middle seat unless the plane is full. And if it is the case that the flight is fully booked, you can always ask the person who's sitting in the middle to switch with you to have either the window or aisle, which I'm sure they would be fully up for. And if no one is sitting in the middle seat, that gives you and the person you're flying with some extra elbow room. Be loyal. If you're loyal to one or two airlines, then there's a better chance that you'll get loyalty status on these airlines, which leads to free upgrades and other perks. Just be sure to choose an airline that you love traveling with and that goes to many of the destinations that you want to travel to. And before you know it, you'll be climbing up that loyalty ladder and finding yourself in first or business class. Use ExpertFlyer to get the seat that you want for free. You can use ExpertFlyer to set an alert that will notify you when the seat you want becomes available if someone decides to cancel or change their flight. This feature is free to use, and when you do get that notification, you just go and change your seat by checking into the flight again. Ask for an upgrade. I know it seems like a simple thing to do, but it works sometimes, especially if you're traveling solo. Get to the airport a little bit earlier, dress a little bit extra nice, go to the check-in counter and talk to the agent there. Ask them if they have any upgrades available in first or business class. Ask them how much it is, and when they tell you, you can say along the lines like, oh, that's a little bit too much for me. And sometimes, it's happened to me twice in the last 10 years, you may be lucky and get a really nice agent who will upgrade you free of charge. Even if you don't get boosted to business or first class, there is a chance you could get boosted to a better economy seat like premium economy. And if that doesn't work, once you get through security and you go to your gate and it gets closer to departure time, go to the gate agent and ask them for an upgrade. At this point, a better seat might be available because someone canceled or didn't show up for their flight and it's time to start boarding. So you might get a chance at getting an upgrade for free at this point too. Claim your spot. Once you actually board the plane and there's an announcement that they're fully boarded, doors are closing, ready for takeoff, stand up, look around, see if there are any rows that have nobody in them. And if there are, ask the flight attendant if you can go and claim that row once you are in the air and it's safe to move around. They will have no problem with it. They usually just don't want you to do it before takeoff because you have to stay in your assigned seat for safety reasons. Bid on a first class seat. Did you know you can actually bid on a business or first class seat? Now this does come at a bit of an additional cost, but really that additional cost depends on you. Once you book your flight, a lot of airlines actually email you before departure at some point saying, hey, would you like to bid on an upgrade? And that means you can actually set a price that you are willing to pay to be upgraded to business or first class. Other passengers on the flight do have an opportunity to also bid, but if you are the highest bid at $200, you will get upgraded to first class. If you don't win the bid, no problem, you don't have to pay anything, so really it's a win-win situation. 24 hours before departure, call the airline and ask for a bulkhead seat. If the person asks why you want a bulkhead seat, you can make up an excuse like, my child kicks the seat in front of them, or I have restless leg syndrome. Or you can just be honest and say you want the extra room. It's up to you. Even if you don't get the bulkhead seat, your name is officially in the system for a potential upgrade. Then when you get to the airport, make sure you're nicely dressed, go up to the desk agent and kindly ask, is the flight overbooked? If they say yes, this is good. Most of the time, flights like to overbook economy because people don't show up and they still want a full flight. And in this situation, because the economy section of the flight is already overbooked, you're more likely to get an upgrade because you're already on the potential upgrade list. You ask nicely and they gotta put you somewhere because they've already overbooked economy. Scope out SeatGuru before choosing your seat. There is a site called SeatGuru which allows you to put in the aircraft that you are going to be flying, and it gives you a full diagram of what that aircraft looks like and the seats, as well as all the details about each seat and what they have. So if they have like outlets, Wi-Fi, extra leg room, SeatGuru will let you know so you can see which seats are the best seats for the flight that you are going to be taking. Book your flight for the very early morning or overnight and save big. Flights that leave in the very early morning or our overnight flights are typically the cheapest because they are the least in demand. This means that they are least likely to fill up, which means a better opportunity for free upgrades or very discounted business and first class seat tickets. Choose the middle of the plane. Sit in the middle of the plane if you don't like turbulence. This area is less bumpy than the front or back and will make for a smoother flight. Choose a special meal. Mealtime on an airplane can be a little cray-cray. If your flight does include a plain meal, choose a special meal. There's so many to choose from. If you haven't done it before, you can get vegan options, gluten-free options, kosher options, vegetarian, pescatarian, the list goes on. By choosing a special meal, you don't have to pay anything extra for it, and you are one of the first ones to get served at mealtime. You'll also be guaranteed a meal that you'll, enjoy. Enjoy as much as you can enjoy plain food. Often when it's a full flight, the best meal option goes to those who get served first, and those who get served second or last don't have any options to choose from. They're just getting what's left over. So if you don't want to be that person who's looking at their meal, looking at the person beside them, and really wishing that you could just swipe theirs, get a special meal. Get yourself a points card ASAP. You're already spending money daily, so why not earn points while you're doing it? That could lead to free flights and seat upgrades. We put everything on our points cards: gas, groceries, clothing, and even travel. And then each year, we're able to use these points we've accumulated to book flights for the whole family without paying an extra dollar. And that is it for these travel hacks. Let me know if you've already tried out some of these hacks before by leaving a comment below. And if not, go and test them out and then come back and let me know which ones worked for you. And if you want more travel hacks, be sure to check out my 27 packing hacks, as well as more airplane and airport travel hacks. And I will see you in the next video. Happy travels!